Hello, strangers. I'm Albert Strange, and this is the sixth installment of Albert Reads the Hits. The song we had today, again, is the sixth number one song of all time. It's another one by Jimmy Dorsey. He was number 5 also, and number 6, and he'll be number 7 as well when I do that video. This song is called My Sister and I. It was number 1 for 2 weeks, non-consecutively, in 1941. It was number 1 from June 7th, 1941 to June 14th, and then it fell out for 2 weeks and regained number 1 status June 28th to July 5th, 1941. The song was sung by Bob Eberly, because if you remember from the previous video, Jimmy Dorsey was not a singer. He was a band leader, and he played clarinet and other instruments. Bob Eberly sang the lead male vocals on the previous number 1 from Jimmy Dorsey, the Amapola, Pretty Little Poppy. And the lyrics rather, were written by Hy Zaret, Joan Whitney, and Alex Kramer. Joan Whitney and Alex Kramer were married. They were a songwriting couple. So let's get to it. Jimmy Dorsey, My Sister and I. Here are the lyrics for it. The warm and lovely world we knew has been struck by a bitter frost. But my sister and I recall with a sigh the world we knew and loved and lost. My sister and I remember still a tulip garden by an old Dutch mill, and the home that was all our own until, but we don't talk about that. My sister and I recall once more the fishing schooners pulling into shore, and the dog cart we drove in days before, but we don't talk about that. We're learning to forget the fear that came from a troubled sky. We're almost happy over here, but sometimes we wake at night and cry. My sister and I recall the day we said goodbye, then we sailed away, and we think of our friends that had to stay, but we don't talk about that. We're learning to forget the fear that came from a troubled sky. We're almost happy over here, but sometimes we wake at night and cry. My sister and I recall the day we said goodbye, then we sailed away, and we think of our friends that had to stay, but we don't talk about that. This is a sad, rather dark song, a far cry from Amapola, which was kind of a love song, a pining song. Again, the song's called My Sister and I, and it was inspired by a book published around the same time, Diary of a Young Dutch Boy, called, again, My Sister and I. And he lived in Rotterdam when World War II started, and Rotterdam was the victim of bombings at the start of the Second World War. And I mean, I think that this song is full of allusions to that. We're learning to forget the fear that came from a troubled sky. We're almost happy over here, but sometimes we wake at night and cry. So the fear that came from a troubled sky is obviously the Germans dropping bombs. We're almost happy over here. They were fortunate enough to escape to the United States. So yeah, I mean, it's the song itself is very somber. It's the singer Bob Eberly. It's just in a different tone from Amapola. Amapola was a very upbeat, happy song almost, but this song was not. It was a good song nonetheless. The lyrics are a bit deeper. Like I said, it holds a bit more than Amapola, but it's different songwriters, so that makes sense. But give it a listen. Again, this is the era of the 3-minute song, so I think it was like 3 minutes and 9 seconds or 3 minutes and 24 seconds. It was a very short song. Give it a listen. See if you can feel the emotions in it, the very like longing and missing their old life, and they know that world is gone now. Not just because they've moved away and because of the war, but they know that regardless of how the war may end, they're not going to be able to go back to the world that it was before. Because remember, this is 1941. In June of 1941, the U.S. wasn't even in the war yet, so they couldn't have had any idea what was going to happen over the next 4 years. But again, that's Jimmy Dorsey, my sister, and I. Do check it out. Again, all the YouTube stuff that we say, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that you can. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, on Facebook. All the information is in the description. And last but not least, always remember to tip your servers, tip your bartenders, tip your delivery drivers. All right, strangers, it's been real tonight. I'll be seeing you again soon.